Hey everyone, today I want to dive into something that's been making the rounds lately. Lisa from Blackpink and her relationship with Frederic Arno, especially in relation to how this relationship could be impacting her career. Before we get into this, I will tell you straight out, if you are ready to comment hate, this is not a hate video or an expose. This is going to be as objective as I can make it. I will share the nepotism allegations and proof that people have been talking about, but also show fans' rebuttal to these allegations. And lastly, of course, share just a bit of my opinion. So this video is not meant to be hate, it's just a discussion of this topic that seems to be really notorious right now. So if that sounds interesting, stick around, but if you feel like this video might have things that could potentially piss you off, it's okay if you want to leave. With that covered, let's get into it. Starting off with who is Frederic Arno and what does Lisa have to do with him? Frederic is the son of Bernard Arnault, the CEO of LVMH, which is basically the luxury fashion empire. We're talking about brands like Louis Vuitton, Dior, Celine, Bulgari, you name it, LVMH probably owns it. So yeah, the Arnault family is huge in the luxury industry and pretty loaded. And as rich families go, sons follow their dad's footsteps, and thus Frederic is the CEO of TAG Heuer, a company under LVMH. Now, Lisa's nepotism allegations can be debated, but this one is pretty clear-cut. When your dad owns the company that owns your company, you might just have gotten that job from daddy. Now, how does Lisa fit into all of this? Well, Lisa and Frederic have been dating for a while now. While they haven't confirmed it and absolutely do not need to, it's pretty clear. From the countless sightings of them hanging out with each other's families, and at events, to Lisa's song about a French boy with green eyes, it's more of a it's not a secret, it's just private kind of relationship. They've reportedly known each other since 2022. This relationship comes more into focus as Lisa leaves YG and begins to change her image to detach from her K-pop identity. It's understandably hard to pursue a solo career after leaving a company that basically handled the business side of all of it, which could totally be why Lisa began leaning on her boyfriend for support and help during this time, and that is completely understandable and, in my opinion, super normal. He's obviously acquainted with business, so put that French boy to use, Lisa. The issue, however, arises when we come to the opportunities Lisa has recently been getting and how they came to be. It's important to note that while fans point out that there are seemingly no connections between certain gigs and LVMH, there is a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, and it's not an unheard of concept for someone this huge to have influence while it may not be outwardly revealed. But it is also mostly all speculation, and most people who bring this up also seem to heavily underestimate Lisa's popularity. So let's keep both of those things in mind as we go into this. Starting off with her being the flag person at the Formula One Miami Grand Prix. Now obviously she's popular and fans say that Formula One invited her because of her influence. That makes sense. Others, however, bring up how LVMH just signed a 10-year global partnership with F1. In 2024, TAG Heuer also collaborated with fashion brand Kpop to come out with a limited edition collection inspired by Formula One. And you can see the Kpop Heuer branding prominently displayed in these photos. Now, despite Lisa's popularity, it really didn't make sense to have a K-pop idol, a Thai celebrity, at a Miami Grand Prix. For example, Psy has also been a flag waver, but at the Korean Grand Prix. We won't know for sure, but I can see merit in both sides. Next is her role in The White Lotus. Now, in general, I'm skeptical when people with zero acting experience are picked up for a show seemingly for no reason. But Lisa's acting seems good in the clips I've seen. Still, many good actors don't get the shot without any experience. People allege that the Arnauds could have gotten her that role. I'm not sure if I agree, since they did film this in Thailand, and casting a big Thai celebrity for a supporting role where she's not the entire focus of the show, but prominent enough to bring in viewers, seems understandable. Which brings us to the Oscars. Lisa's appearance and performance at the Oscars is what I believe really fueled these nepotism allegations. According to what I saw online, and I could be wrong, before the Oscars these allegations were more brought up by random people on Twitter, but now news articles are picking it up too. Lisa's fans, however, countered this claim by saying that LVMH didn't even sponsor this year's Oscars. This is the event that had me questioning the Arno's involvement, as things before them seemed to be plausible given Lisa's popularity. Moreover, Lisa's inclusion in the Vanity Fair Hollywood issue among big actors when her first acting gig hadn't even released yet is also super suspicious. For context, the other actors included were Zendaya, Nicole Kidman, Dev Patel, Glenn Powell, Zoe Saldana, Sydney Sweeney, Josh O'Connor, Jonathan Bailey, Danielle Deadwyler, Nkuti Gatwa, and Bill Skarsgård. Not only notable movie actors who've been in the industry for a while, but people who had big projects out that year already. While it was hard to call Lisa a Hollywood icon for a guest star role in a TV show that hadn't even come out yet. Let's get into why this is even a problem. Nepotism is deeply disliked by the general public for many reasons, such as the entitled nature of most Nepo kids and how easy they seem to get into these huge industries, when it takes outsiders their whole lives to even step in the same room, despite probably being immensely more talented. Lisa's case, however, is different, which is why fans are angered by these accusations. Lisa has worked hard as a Blackpink member prior to meeting Arno, and people crediting her success to him can be sexist and annoying. I truly don't believe that the Arnos are the reason Lisa is famous. Doesn't matter if you're a hater or not, she's popular, that's just a fact. People will want to bring her in for gigs and events because more viewers and attention equals more money, and Lisa brings in viewers. However, where it starts getting suspicious is when the opportunities Lisa gets go from pop star level to more A-plus list industry veteran level. To me, her gigs at this gala, don't ask me how to pronounce it, Global Citizen Festival, even Victoria's Secret seem completely understandable for a pop star's trajectory. While people have brought up allegations of Arno's involvement in those, I didn't mention them because I don't really find them to be credible. However, the Formula One thing, her performance at the Oscars, her inclusion in the Vanity Fair Hollywood issue, does raise eyebrows. A lot of people have also been suspicious of the level of fame attributed to Lisa. Inevitably, if you put someone in the public's faces, everywhere they go, they will get famous. People will wonder who that shiny new star is, and that is just how it goes. Unfortunately, Lisa's new album's sales and streams were underwhelming. She's had bigger numbers in her career before, which begs people to wonder why the numbers seem to be getting lower, but her appearances seem to be at higher and higher places. Now, this is my opinion. I think haters have a tendency to underestimate Lisa's popularity while her fans overestimate it. She is definitely popular, but considering she just broke into the American market, she is nowhere near a household name for people who aren't familiar with K-pop. And considering that, when people see her at these high-profile events and magazines, even locals wonder what's going on. The Oscars incident in particular is what I think pissed off the public, since Lisa has been lip-syncing a lot in this solo venture, and while that could be because she's not confident in her singing ability, the fact that it's the Oscars and she's a singer does upset people, and to fans saying she didn't because the Oscars don't permit it, there is no proof of that, and in fact, why the fuck would they care? It is an award show for movies. Moreover, the performance was highly criticized by the general public, not only Lisa's but also Doja and Ray's, as ill-placed, ill-timed, and just awkward. They seemingly out of nowhere put on a Bond tribute, despite that having nothing to do with the nominations, and that's strange. The pairing of the three was suspicious too. A K-pop idol, a rapper, and an R&B jazz singer, instead of the original singers of the songs, also raised eyebrows until you realize that these three have a collab song out now. And unfortunately, with that fact in mind, it's hard to see this performance as anything else but as last-minute marketing for their song. Lisa also lip-synced during other appearances like the VMAs and Global Citizen Festival. In fact, I don't really think we've heard her sing live, which makes me question why she chose the pop star route when she's trained as a dancer and usually raps. Which brings me to my next point. Lisa wants to break it into the American market, but can't seem to really find the identity she wants to go with. Lisa seems to be trying to juggle all of these identities, and many fans might detach from her as she sheds off this K-pop image. In my opinion, That's a really bad idea because Lisa's appeal works best in K-pop, where dance is appreciated more in performance and her charisma and way of speaking, it all just works in K-pop much better than it would in America. She has solidified her identity and persona in K-pop pretty well. Right now, I would say 95%, if not more, of Lisa's fans are from her time in Blackpink, and not her as a soloist. So leaving behind K-pop so quickly could mean losing a large portion of her fan base. It is worth considering that she might just be trying different things in her solo career as an artist exploring her options, but the public doesn't really seem to like ambiguity, especially as they are just getting to know her mostly for the first time. Many celebrities who try to make it only get that push up when they solidify their personas and niche. I think if Lisa picks a niche, I would suggest something to do with dance, as I do feel like it's so unfair when people call her untalented because she is a really good dancer, but unfortunately, despite going solo and not having to do choreographies where the other members have to keep up, she hasn't really given us any great dance performances or choreographies. I think if Lisa goes on with authenticity and more of the dancer Lisa that fans fell in love with in the first place, I think she'd have a slower but more substantial and long-lasting career in America. However, I do understand why she'd want to solidify her status in the American market, but that can lead to her falsely being seen as untalented because of the lip-syncing or reliant on her boyfriend when she's already made it so far on her own. Do you think Lisa's just doing what she needs to get ahead, or do you think people are making up excuses and accusations to discredit her? I think, to me, both sides hold some truth, but instead of making this a sexist insult towards her, it could be a genuinely good topic of discussion on connections and the importance of authenticity for longer and more substantial fame. If you find yourself wanting to leave hate comments on me or Lisa, don't. This video is an introspective dive into the topic and not meant to be hate, but if you don't like Lisa, just don't engage with her stuff. If you enjoyed this video or found my discussion informative, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.